North Korea is a country shrouded in secrecy. This enigmatic nation, officially known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, is one of the most isolated and secretive countries in the world. Its borders are tightly controlled, and its citizens are cut off from the outside world. The government maintains a strict grip on information, ensuring that only state-approved narratives are disseminated. This makes it incredibly challenging for outsiders to gain a true understanding of life within its borders. It is a country led by a dictator. Kim Jong-un, the supreme leader, inherited power from his father Kim Jong-il, and continues the legacy of his grandfather Kim Il-sung. The Kim dynasty has ruled North Korea for over 7 decades, creating a cult of personality around its leaders. Kim Jong-un's regime is characterized by its authoritarian nature, with a focus on military might and nuclear capabilities. The government frequently showcases its power through grand military parades and public displays of loyalty to the leader. Kim Jong-un rules with an iron fist. His leadership is marked by strict control over the military and the government. Dissent is not tolerated, and those who oppose the regime face severe consequences, including imprisonment, forced labor, or even execution. The regime uses fear and propaganda to maintain its grip on power, ensuring that the population remains loyal and obedient. The lives of North Korean citizens are heavily controlled. From a young age, they are indoctrinated with the regime's ideology through education and propaganda. The government monitors every aspect of their lives, from their movements to their communications. Citizens are required to participate in mandatory events and demonstrations, showing their loyalty to the regime. The state controls access to information, with only government-approved media available. This creates an environment where dissent is nearly impossible. The outside world knows very little about their daily experiences. Information is tightly restricted. The regime goes to great lengths to prevent any information from leaking out of the country. Foreign journalists are rarely allowed in, and when they are, their movements are closely monitored. Defectors who manage to escape often face severe repercussions if they are caught. This makes it difficult to get an accurate picture of life in North Korea. Life in North Korea is a stark contrast to the West. While the regime projects an image of strength and prosperity, the reality for most citizens is quite different. The country faces severe economic challenges with widespread poverty and food shortages. The infrastructure is outdated and access to basic services is limited. The contrast between the carefully curated images presented by the state and the harsh realities faced by the population is striking. Citizens face extreme poverty and limited freedoms. Food shortages are common. The agricultural sector struggles to produce enough food to meet the needs of the population, leading to chronic malnutrition and hunger. The government rations food and other essential supplies, but these rations are often insufficient. Many families rely on black markets to supplement their rations, but this comes with its own risks, as engaging in illegal trade can result in severe punishment. Access to basic necessities is a constant struggle. Clean water, healthcare, and education are all in short supply. Many rural areas lack access to clean drinking water, forcing residents to rely on contaminated sources. Healthcare facilities are underfunded and lack essential supplies, making it difficult for citizens to receive adequate medical care. Schools are often poorly equipped, with outdated materials and limited resources. Despite these challenges, the regime continues to prioritize military spending over the welfare of its citizens. The government dictates every aspect of their lives. From the clothes they wear to the jobs they hold, every decision is influenced by the state. The regime uses propaganda to create a sense of unity and loyalty among the population, portraying the Kim family as benevolent leaders who are working tirelessly for the good of the nation. Citizens are required to display portraits of the leaders in their homes and participate in regular sessions of self-criticism, where they confess their shortcomings and pledge their loyalty to the regime. This essay will focus on the women of North Korea. Women in North Korea face unique challenges and hardships. They are often responsible for both domestic duties and earning an income, placing a significant burden on their shoulders. Despite their contributions, they are frequently marginalized and face discrimination in both the workplace and society at large. The regime's policies and societal norms create an environment where women must navigate a complex web of expectations and restrictions. They face unique challenges and hardships. In addition to the general struggles faced by all North Korean citizens, women must contend with gender-specific issues. They often bear the brunt of the economic hardships, as they are typically responsible for managing household resources and ensuring their families have enough to eat. Many women work in informal markets or engage in small-scale trading to supplement their incomes, but these activities are fraught with risks and uncertainties. We will delve into their daily struggles for survival. From the challenges of securing food and basic necessities to the pressures of conforming to societal expectations, the lives of North Korean women are marked by constant hardship. Despite these challenges, many women display remarkable resilience and resourcefulness, finding ways to support their families and navigate the complexities of life under an oppressive regime. We will expose the harsh realities they endure. Through their stories, we hope to shed light on the resilience and strength of North Korean women, as well as the systemic issues that perpetuate their suffering. By understanding their experiences, we can gain a deeper insight into the broader challenges faced by the North Korean population and the urgent need for change. Women in North Korea face a life of oppression and inequality. They are expected to conform to strict societal norms. Their lives are defined by their roles as wives and mothers. From a young age, girls are taught obedience and submission. They are taught that men are superior. Their education and career choices are limited. They are often pushed into low-paying jobs. These jobs are traditionally considered women's work. The government enforces a patriarchal system. Women have little to no say in their own lives. Their voices are silenced. Their rights are violated. Education is highly valued in North Korea, but not equally accessible. While the government boasts of free education for all, girls face limitations. They are often steered towards specific fields. These fields are seen as suitable for their expected roles. Women are underrepresented in higher education. They are also underrepresented in professional fields. They are often relegated to low-paying jobs. These jobs provide little opportunity for advancement. They may work in factories, farms, or as shop assistants. Despite their hard work, women struggle to make ends meet. They face economic hardship and discrimination. Their contributions to society are often overlooked and undervalued. Forced marriage is a grim reality for many North Korean women. These women often find themselves trapped in a system that offers them no choice or freedom. The government, in its bid to control every aspect of life, arranges marriages without considering the personal desires or happiness of the individuals involved. This practice is not just a violation of personal freedom but also a tool of oppression. The government often arranges marriages. These ceremonies, which should be a celebration of love and union, are instead a stark reminder of the control the state exerts over its citizens. The couples, dressed in traditional attire, stand before officials who have decided their fate. The joy and excitement that typically accompany weddings are replaced by a sense of duty and resignation. This is done to control population growth. By dictating who marries whom, the government can influence the demographics of the population. This control extends to the number of children a couple can have, further tightening the state's grip on its people. The bustling streets and playful children mask the underlying reality of a society where personal choices are severely restricted. It also maintains social order. The state uses these arranged marriages to ensure that social hierarchies and structures remain intact. By pairing individuals from specific backgrounds, the government can maintain a semblance of order and control. The disciplined formations and organized events are a testament to the state's desire to keep its citizens in line. Women have little say in their choice of partner. Their lives are dictated by the whims of the state, leaving them with no room for personal desires or aspirations. The somber expressions and downcast eyes of these women tell a story of lost dreams and unfulfilled hopes. They are forced to accept their fate with no avenue for resistance or change. They are often paired with strangers. These couples who have no prior connection or affection are expected to build a life together. The lack of physical contact and neutral expressions highlight the emotional distance between them. They are bound by duty, not love, and their relationships are a reflection of the state's control over their lives. Human trafficking is another horrific crime that plagues North Korean women. In their desperation to escape the oppressive regime, many women fall prey to traffickers who promise them a better life. The anxiety and fear are palpable as they approach border checkpoints, hoping for a chance at freedom but often finding themselves in even more perilous situations. Desperate to escape poverty and oppression, some women become victims of trafficking rings. They are lured by the promise of a better future, only to find themselves trapped in a cycle of exploitation. The scenes of women packing their bags and boarding buses or trains are filled with a mix of hope and trepidation, unaware of the horrors that await them. They are promised better lives abroad. The traffickers paint a picture of a brighter future, filled with opportunities and freedom. The hopeful expressions on the women's faces as they receive travel documents are heart-wrenching, knowing that these promises are often empty. They are led to believe that they are escaping one form of oppression, only to be ensnared in another. However, they are often sold into sexual slavery or forced labor. The dark alleyways and dimly lit rooms where these women find themselves are a stark contrast to the promises made to them. They are subjected to unimaginable horrors, forced to endure conditions that strip them of their dignity and humanity. The fear and despair in their eyes are a testament to the brutality they face. These women are subjected to unimaginable horrors. Their cries for help go unanswered, and their suffering is often hidden from the world. The confined spaces and tears reflect the physical and emotional torment they endure. They are trapped in a nightmare, with no hope of escape or rescue. They are denied their basic human rights. Locked away in cells, with their hands bound, these women are treated as less than human. Their basic rights to freedom, safety, and dignity are stripped away, leaving them in a state of perpetual suffering. The bars and chains are not just physical restraints but symbols of the oppression they face. They are treated as commodities. Bought and sold like objects, these women are reduced to mere items of trade. The scenes of women being led in chains and watched by guards are a chilling reminder of the dehumanization they endure. In marketplaces they are auctioned off, their value determined by their captors. They are denied their freedom and dignity. The barred windows and solitary confinement are constant reminders of their captivity. The tear-streaked faces tell a story of endless sorrow and lost hope. These women, stripped of their freedom and dignity, continue to suffer in silence, their plight often unnoticed by the world. Section 5. Public executions and prison camps. The North Korean government uses fear and intimidation to control its citizens. Public executions are commonplace. These executions are often carried out in public squares, where large crowds are forced to gather and witness the brutal spectacle. The regime ensures that the message is clear. Disobedience will not be tolerated, and the consequences are severe. These gruesome events serve as a warning to anyone who dares to disobey the regime. The fear instilled by these public executions is palpable, creating an atmosphere of constant dread. Families are often forced to watch their loved ones being executed, adding to the psychological trauma inflicted by the state. Women accused of political crimes or even minor offenses are often sent to prison camps. These women are subjected to harsh interrogations and are frequently denied any form of legal representation. The accusations can be as trivial as expressing a dissenting opinion or being related to someone who has fallen out of favor with the regime. These camps are notorious for their brutal conditions. The infrastructure is dilapidated and the environment is harsh and unforgiving. Prisoners are crammed into small, unsanitary cells with little to no access to medical care. The lack of basic necessities makes survival a daily struggle. Prisoners endure starvation, torture, and forced labor. Many do not survive. The forced labor often involves grueling tasks such as mining, logging, and agricultural work, all performed under extreme conditions. The combination of physical exhaustion, malnutrition, and abuse leads to a high mortality rate among the inmates. These camps are shrouded in secrecy. The regime goes to great lengths to conceal the existence and conditions of these camps from the outside world. High fences, security towers, and barbed wire fences are just the visible barriers. The true extent of the horrors within remains largely hidden. The outside world only gets glimpses of the horrors that take place within their barbed wire fences. Satellite images and rare testimonies from escapees provide limited insight into the daily atrocities. These glimpses, however, paint a grim picture of systematic abuse and human rights violations. The stories that do emerge are chilling testaments to the regime's brutality. Survivors recount harrowing tales of their experiences, shedding light on the unimaginable suffering endured by those imprisoned. These testimonies serve as a stark reminder of the ongoing human rights crisis in North Korea and the urgent need for international intervention. Section 6. The price of beauty. Cosmetic expectations. Even in the face of oppression, women in North Korea strive to maintain a sense of normalcy. However, even their personal appearance is subject to government control. Strict beauty standards are enforced. Women are pressured to conform. Cosmetic surgery is becoming increasingly popular. Women are willing to undergo risky procedures. They want to achieve the desired look. This trend highlights the pressure women face to conform to unrealistic beauty standards. These standards are often unattainable. They are promoted through state-controlled media. This creates a sense of inadequacy among women. Section 7. Acts of Courage, Stories of Survival. Despite the constant threat of punishment, women in North Korea continue to show incredible resilience. They find ways to resist oppression. They create small pockets of happiness amidst the darkness. Stories of their courage inspire the world. These women risk their lives to help others. They speak out against injustice. They fight for their families. They strive for a better future. Their stories are a testament to the indomitable spirit of the human will. They are a beacon of hope in a country shrouded in darkness. Section 8. A Glimmer of Hope, International Attention. The plight of women and girls in North Korea is slowly gaining international attention. Human rights organizations are working tirelessly to raise awareness about their suffering. Governments around the world are putting pressure on the North Korean regime. They are urging them to improve human rights conditions. Sanctions have been imposed to cripple the regime's ability to fund its nuclear program. While there is still a long way to go, the international community's growing concern offers a glimmer of hope for change. Section 9. The Unbreakable Spirit. The women of North Korea endure unimaginable hardships, yet their spirits remain unbroken. They are survivors. They are the backbone of their families. They are the unsung heroes of their nation. Their stories deserve to be heard. Their strength deserves to be celebrated. Their resilience is a testament to the power of the human spirit. The world must continue to shine a light on their plight. We must work together to bring about a brighter future for the women of North Korea.